recently in public. But the presidential election season begins right after the midterms. So is Hillary actually angling for round 2 against Trump and a third losing round? The panel is back to discuss. Marie, Tom, and Brooke. Brooke, I will start with you because I think every time she opens her mouth, it is a gift because it's more material. People say that, analysts like me unfairly attack her when she's putting herself out there and she cannot let go of her loss. And it is desperate and humiliating.
Right. And it's not original. She is parroting this so-called resistance movement. But to me, okay, I find these very threatening and very scary words. If you believe in democracy, if you believe in the non-violent transfer of power, you do not talk like that. I heard that as, if not a condoning of civil unrest, but, a wink nod to it and maybe even a call for civil unrest. You said yourself, we've had Republicans shot at. We've had Republican representatives who are stalked, who are cornered in elevators, who are harassed at their homes. And now this is, coming to the public sphere where you have the leaders in the Democratic Party telling the public, do not be civil with those who you disagree with. Synonyms to civility are respect, have courtesy to the others. It used to be that leaders in this country would call for respect in the other side. A top Democratic leader, debatable, okay, is calling for half of the country to be completely uncivil with the rest, and that is very scary to me.
We're also uncivil enough, and she, speaking of parroting, has used Michelle Obama's line that she used very effectively during the 2016 DNC. When they go low, we go high. But Hillary Clinton has apparently abandoned that high-mindedness. Yeah, well, until after she wins the Democrats win the midterm, she said, then we'll be ready for civility. Yeah, then we can be civil. By the way, diet communism? Yes. That's a good one. Thank you very much. I can't believe that was... Did you ever say that before? I have said it once before, yes. That's a great term. Well, thank you very much. Diet communism. I mean, that's what it is, because they're like, it's not really socialism, it's democratic socialism. So,
I have not defended Hillary Clinton a lot on many things. I do not think she was in any way calling for violence there. And if you want to talk about civility, have you ever listened to a Donald Trump rally when he offers to pay the court fees of people who beat up protesters? Like, Hillary Clinton is not what's wrong with civility in this country. That's not okay either. Of course it's not, but I honestly don't think she was calling for unrest what candidate Trump did and where we are now, a lot has happened between now and then, and it doesn't justify what she's saying. And if she is an elder stateswoman of the party, she should use more thoughtful rhetoric when she's talking about the political division in this country and not fan the flames like some Bernie Sanders fangirl because she can't get a message of her own. She doesn't have a center. She doesn't have a message. It's incredible to me. I'm not mad at you. I know. I think she's an abhorrent harpy. I know how you feel, girl. I've heard it. I don't think she is asking for people to be violent. I heard that. I watched it several times. I genuinely don't think that. There are Democrats who are getting harassed, vile threats. Believe me, it happens on both sides. None of it's okay. We need to figure out a way in this country. In 28 days from now, we will see what happens at the ballot box. I quite frankly don't think most voters are listening to Hillary Clinton and Christiane Amanpour talk.
I don't think so either. And I mean, she's trying to take credit for it. And it's almost like she's taking the country hostage. Like, well, it's like you take a 6-year-old to the grocery store who's throwing a tantrum, and they say, if you give me a donut, I'll calm down. That's just what she's saying. If you give us the votes, then we'll be normal people. That's not okay from her.
I also don't think that's the message Democratic candidates are running on throughout the country. It's actually not. If you go out there,
further radical.
In some places they are, and in some places they're
becoming radical.
In the Midwest, they're not. There are rational people in the Midwest who are not. You're absolutely right.
It doesn't happen
overnight. They want those disaffected Trump voters. People in Ohio and Pennsylvania and Michigan want that. They have normal working families who just want to provide for them and ride this economic wave. They don't want that progressive nonsense that's happening in places like Berkeley and Portland and Chicago.
It's not just the violence, though. The Kavanaugh thing was, that whole spectacle was uncivil, and all the Democrats were part of that.
And every Republican. I mean, Chuck Grassley, Orrin Hatch, come on. This was not a model of civility on either side of the aisle.
It was 100% Democrat uncivil. The Republicans did not.
100% wrong, Tom Shalhoub. It was, the Republicans all behaved totally honorably during this.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
That is stunning thing
they
to
weren't.
say.
Well, the
and
message
Susan
is-
Collins was
is
actually
stunning.
very honorable, and she took time. She took her time and was very dignified when she went through her reasoning for why she was voting affirmative on Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation. And Chris Coons almost cried when he heard that Jeff Flake was going to vote to confirm Justice Kavanaugh. And, you know, they have a nice friendship. And it seems like those two
Yes.
want to talk about civility. That's much more evident than what Hillary's saying. Last word.
The messages that the American public is taking, you could talk about what the Democrats are doing, what the elected leaders are doing, but if you look at the public space, when's the last time you had a civil conversation with someone you disagree with? You cannot go to a dinner party and have a conversation about Kavanaugh
We're
without
having
somebody
one right now.
Well,
Maria
we're on
and I,
television,
Maria and
running
I
home and
disagree about a
crying.
lot of stuff, but we also agree about a lot of stuff. And we always, if we're having a Moscow Mule or a little bit of Prosecco, we will find areas of agreement, because I think right in there beats the heart of
And
a
this is
libertarian.
rare. This relationship is beautiful. and rare.
Hallelujah! Taxation is theft. Just thought I'd add that. Thanks, everyone. Brooke, Tom, and Marie. All right, coming up, there is less than a month till the midterm.